Where's the remote? Found it.
Turn off the lights.
All right.
Did you grab the drinks?
Yeah, I got them.
Okay, I'm making the popcorn.
It's starting. Come on.
All right. Okay, I'm here. Hit the button. Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm Gianna.
Welcome.
And welcome to the We Watch It All podcast, where we watch it all and give you our opinions.
Okay, the opinions no one ever asked for. No,
Why are you so mind-boggled
because
with face?
usually the red box is already appearing on your computer. I don't know.
They're like, what? Imagine listening. I'd be like, what? What the hell is she talking about?
It's just we have to wait for
podcast talk.
Tick, tick, tick to come in, and I don't know. Anyway,
We're doing
happy holidays.
Oh yeah,
It's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay. Yeah, we're doing the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
I noticed that when I give one of these weird intro to whatever we're watching, it just throws you off your game so badly.
Oh, so you're just doing that for fun?
No,
you're trying to throw me off.
No, I just do that because that's what I do. But I just noticed that. I happen to notice it throws you off big time.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That's just kind of crazy.
All right. Well, if you don't know, the last time the Guardians were seen. The last time we saw the Guardians was in Thor: Love and Thunder. And I wanted to address this because two things. One, if you watch Thor: Love and Thunder, you might have noticed Mantis had like this little like chain around her antennas.
Nope.
Okay. No?
No.
Hold on.
I'm still reeling from the fact that do I remember them being in there and
Right in the beginning only. Though.
No, I know. But I know that was the whole premise of the movie was him leaving them. Not premise, but the whole
Well, yeah. Okay, see, Mantis had this like thing here on her head here.
Aww.
Yeah.
But
it's not in this movie. Also, one thing that's missing, Nebula is fully blue and purple again. She had the orange/gold plate on the side of her head from all the way from Endgame.
Did you watch some kind of recap?
No. I noticed the Mantis thing, and then I saw someone say, "What about Nebula's gold plate?" And I was like, "Oh my God, they're right. Yeah, what about it? She's completely blue and purple." And this, when you go on Disney Plus, because they have the whole universe in timeline order, they put this after Thor: Love and Thunder. So it's kind of like, huh? But here's the thing: when we did the I Am Groot episode, they also had the I Am Groots wrong, and then they went back and fixed them. So there's a chance that they could maneuver this a little bit differently. I just thought that was kind of weird because technically Nebula is like pre-Endgame.
Yeah, but maybe wasn't this one also from another world? No. Oh no, that was Gamora.
Yeah, Gamora's from 2014. No, this is the same Nebula that we've had, but I'm just saying she's like pre-Endgame or like Infinity War. And what's weird is like this, I feel like that should have not, at least Nebula should have not happened. That should have not been a mistake. That was.
I wonder how much they had to pay these people to come back and do this skanky little.
Called
stint.
skanky?
Like little stanky little.
Oh, stanky.
Yeah, like a little stanky like stint.
I'm sure they got paid well. No, but I just think it's weird because Thor: Love and Thunder went into production first, and they kept the continuation or the continuity correct. But this was wrong. But maybe this is post, and I don't know. Supposedly there's supposed to be Guardians of the Galaxy footage being shown to people at CCXP, which is like a convention where they show early footage for people that are there. I don't think it's happened yet, so we haven't seen it. But I'm sure people will be like, I don't know. So if you're there and you saw it, please let me know if Mantis has the thing back and if Nebula has the correct coloring. I mean, Nebula's is kind of like, oh, she could have just got a new thing, but I feel like that's pretty big to give Mantis that thing and then just not have it be there.
But it was just a decorative chain, no?
I know, but I feel like it meant something that we were going to explore in the Guardians 3. That's
Apparently
to me, that's
not.
what it meant. I guess not.
Sit down, little girl.
Well, in the Marvel intro, it starts with comics. This time, Christmas comics, which I thought was nice. I said this before.
I knew they were going to do something like that. I mean, the holiday lights, I totally anticipated. I knew that was going to be holiday lights.
Well, they've added 2 people into it.
Yes.
She-Hulk doing a thunderclap. Spoilers for Black Panther, maybe skip 10 seconds. They've added Shuri now in the Black Panther suit, but no helmet on. She's at the very end in one of the main letters. I can't remember what letter, but yeah. So they've added them into the little title now. I love looking for them now that I've noticed they're like actively changing.
And was it all red?
I don't know if it was all red. I think it is always red, though.
Yeah.
For Marvel. Marvel's red.
No, but I don't think it was all red, though. When the comics were coming out.
Like, was it all red during the comics?
No, I'm saying, like, when the pictures of the comics and the people.
Oh, typically, no, it's not all red. It was all red this time?
I think it was. I could be wrong. Don't quote me.
All right. Well, it starts in animation form, and we see Kraglin. Well, he's telling a story of Yondu basically kind of saying no to Christmas for Peter, and he basically kind of, ruined Christmas for him in Kraglin's eyes.
Well, that's because that's all he saw, but I didn't know anybody's name.
No. Well, before we started, you did at least ask their names, so that's progress to some things.
Oh yeah, no, I have their names.
She was like,
but
"Can I have?" She's like,
didn't have a clue.
who's in this and who's in that's name, which
a
is better because you went into Black Panther, taking notes as his sister, his mom,
a warrior girl.
So,
it's like it's identifying qualities I had to go with, and that's all there was. Now it's orange.
She's talking about the sunset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sunset,
so
nice.
I mean, at least this is progress here for you at least.
That Kraglin guy had a really interesting mohawk.
That is Yondu's mohawk, and then when he died in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, he took the mohawk. That's that mohawk that when they whistle and they go... the little bow flies around.
I'm sorry, so he took the mohawk off his head?
No, I think he gave it to him before. I can't remember that well. I should.
Interesting.
Because I quite do like the Guardians. And I like this more too because I really like Nebula and Mantis, so... it was fun now because this was pretty much just straight Mantis and Drax, even though it was about like Peter and Earth and that, but it wasn't.
Well,
really
they were really running the roost there.
Yeah, and we also found out too. Nebula says that they bought Nowhere from the Collector.
Yeah,
which is pretty big. Because now they have like their own planet, Nowhere is the celestial head of one of the Eternals.
Yeah, but see, like...
Celestial, sorry.
This makes more questions, because it's like, how did they do that? When did they do that?
Like, with what money?
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, it's all those things that's kind of like... What are you doing?
Lint.
Oh, thanks. Just
but it was like but it was a big piece of lint.
Oh, right. Yeah, so now it's kind of like there are more questions that are forming for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which we know that's going to take place with the High Evolutionary and Adam Warlock, and she's thinking in her head now, who the hell are they?
No, I'm thinking, I wonder if they wrote this before or after. Like, I'm thinking, like, these questions that they created, did they create them because Guardians of the Galaxy is already written and we need to know these things? Or, I'm trying to figure out which came first.
I think this was... I can't remember.
Because this is such a short little stint. And I'm sure he didn't we watch something that said he wrote it right after something?
I think Eric Voss said that. Which I think he said right out of, almost out of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, he was kind of coming up with this idea.
Yeah.
But my thing is, when you think about it...
I guess you could just implement whatever little things in there. Like, he could have just had this idea, have them go to Earth and go for Kevin Bacon and blah, 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 but...
But I'm saying, when I'm talking about the costume part, that's like that you can change easy. That's not part of the story. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So maybe they, when you see the new Guardians, maybe she will have...
I don't know. I'm interested to know. I don't, or maybe that was just something that Taika Waititi, who directed.
What's the metal thing for? Is that like a fighting thing
on her head? We don't know. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know what it was for ever. It was just there. It was just like something they've added on. And somebody also pointed out that the lines in her hair, the streaks in her hair, are getting more visible throughout these movies too.
Who's?
Mantis.
Oh, I'm talking about what's her name.
Who? Oh, Nebula's? Yeah. That's just like a piece they pried it off or something. It was big in Endgame because that's how they used to identify which was the correct Mantis. I'm sorry. Oh my god, you have me all confused.
Oh my god,
Nebula.
I haven't even said a word. She's trying to blame this shit on me.
No, because you threw me off. I thought you were talking about Mantis. No, the metal piece, it's just they needed, she puts a new one. She's cybernetic.
So maybe they figured out a way to make it so
give her a new color. That's what I'm thinking, but I'm just saying.
Or that it doesn't have to be metal or something.
Maybe. Well, that means she'd have her skin back. We also
I'm saying maybe it's like a synthetic
skin,
or something, so she looks more normal. Or
well, she's purple, but
no, but I mean
in
their
metal.
realms, everybody looks weird.
I know,
but I'm just saying maybe this way people don't know that that's a place to open up and mess with her.
Yeah, well, because that is what they.
That's what I'm saying. Like if I walked upon her and I was able to knock her out, and I knew she had a metal plate on her
She
head.
has a whole metal arm. You're not knocking her out.
Well, let's just say she got hit by something and she knocked herself out. And I saw that plate was on her head. That's the first place I'd go, because I'd be like, this is control center. Let me flip that top.
Oh my god.
Shut her down. Well, you're telling me she's got a whole arm that could kill me, so of course.
Yeah, it's all metal. Oh,
Here I come with my leg, yeah. I'm just going to do that. I'm good.
we're gonna just move it.
Train on just my...
Oh, sorry. We also get introduced to Cosmo the space dog. Now, the dog was in other movies, Guardians of the Galaxy, but this is actually the first time we've heard her speak now.
Yeah. They got her a modulator or something.
Yeah, like an up, like a little one of those like little voice things. And this is now another new version of Groot we're seeing.
Yeah,
it's
it was cute. This one was
It's
cute.
like the head of baby Groot, but like a big body. But it's kind of creepy cute because it's like got the big baby Groot head, but
Yeah.
it's also
looks like he's like in the high school years where he's like a football player.
Oh yeah,
That's what he
kind of,
reminded
yeah.
me of. Like,
well, because I know the other one was teen Groot, so yeah, maybe this is like a young adult college.
yeah, like where he's getting into like
yeah.
sports, or I don't know why a tree would be involved in sports,
but
but
she's-
since they act like he's alive and he's human formed, why not?
Yeah, which also completely different from Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
And even the other last time we've seen Groot different though, which
Yeah.
is expected because he's constantly growing and changing. And I believe Vin Diesel, who plays him, said you're gonna see like a different form of Groot. What? What are you looking
She's
at?
licking the pillowcase.
Sissy, don't.
Now she looks angry.
Oh, heavens. And the main purpose of the story is Mantis wants to give Peter a happy Christmas because she could be his sister and she feels bad that what his dad, Ego, had done
Yeah.
to him. Which,
But she believes she's his sister.
well, yeah,
totally.
she ends up
Yeah.
saying, yeah, but she was like kind of unsure a little bit. But yeah, no, it's confirmed they are related because the dad had, be kind to your sister, please. So if you don't realize how they're related, it's because the dad, Ego, in the second movie, he went around to 100 different planets trying
Sprinkling his seed.
trying to create life. Mm-hmm. And it happened to technically be the two of them. So that's how they are related.
They're survivors. They will survive. I don't know where I was going with that.
Alrighty. And then Drax kind of says, well, you know what we should do? We should get him someone for Christmas instead of a something.
Yeah.
So they decide, well, we're going to head to Earth and they're going to get Kevin Bacon. So once they get down to Earth/Hollywood, it just pretty much chaos ensues. They go to...
No, first they don't have the cloaking device
well,
on.
yeah, that's why.
So people are looking up at this, which baffled me anyway, because why were they looking up at the sky so like dumbfounded when you know damn well
There's superheroes
and
things
space
like
things
that
have
happen.
destroyed cities and such. Don't
Half
act
the
so
population was snapped away, and you're like,
and that's
well,
surprising.
I mean, maybe it's not surprising. Maybe it was more of a look of fear, like, oh crap, not again.
Oh, I think that's what it was.
Maybe
I think
it
they
was more
were like
that,
fearful,
like,
but
oh God, please don't. So once they go to Hollywood, they go on the Walk of Fame, and they see like street performers. One of them's Captain
yeah, this was the
America.
most confusing thing for me.
What?
Because it's like I didn't know if people knew who they were. Them
See,
two in particular.
It's kind of hard because it's like, how much do people know about the like Guardians and their play in this all? Like, you know what I mean? It's still hard to know like how much the public
Well,
truly
it's
knows,
just-
at least about the Endgame battle, because it took place somewhere else.
That's what I'm saying. Like the whole thing was not in everywhere. I mean, no, I know the snap and all like that happened everywhere.
But like the actual main fight
Yeah.
was like a separate location. Now, from Ant-Man 3, some people have been saying that his podcast and his book is what tells the events of the Endgame. So
Yeah,
that's how
that would
people
make
know. So
sense.
maybe that's how they would know about who they are. Which
Yeah.
they did have one thing referring to one lady referred to Drax as the guy from God of War, which is a video game. So she clearly didn't think he was.
Yeah.
But also, it could just be like, oh wow, look at these people in these really cool costumes, because they were
Yeah.
like on a touristy street.
I mean,
That'd be the same
to be
thing
honest
in
with
New
you, there were people that were posing out there that you knew who they were, but I didn't know who they were. I didn't know who their characters were supposed to be
York.
on the
Who?
TV.
No, I'm saying like, did you know, like which ones or no?
The one that I said, why did he beat him up? That one I know. That
Oh,
that
I didn't
was.
know who that was either. But I said no. She said he wanted to be. I think it was a go-go bot or something.
Oh,
He said he wanted to beat him up because one of them killed his cousin or something.
Oh.
That's what I meant. Like I knew,
No, but
of,
I'm
but
saying,
I never seen
but I'm
that.
saying, like in your premise of like the people didn't know who they were, just cool costumes. Like there were
Yeah.
some things standing out there that I didn't recognize either. So it could,
Yeah.
could just be like, oh, look at the guy in the cool makeup.
Yeah. And they ended up taking pictures with people getting money, and they find their way to like a club, and trying to see if these people there know him, and it ends with them seeing like a lady on the side of the street selling one of those tourist maps that are like,
which I think is weird. Like, so do they really
Find
give out the
celebrity home.
addresses? Really?
I think so, like those bus tours and things like that. Yeah, I think they.
It's crazy. That's rude.
No, I mean it is, but yeah, because no, think about it. Like they always put people's houses like so and so's house for sale. Like think about Selena Plashef. Even though Selena rented that Malibu house, it came out that she was in that house, and if
but
you
that's
knew where that
different.
house was,
Yeah, but it came out after the fact. So like to go see that
True.
house now would just be like, okay, you're not looking to like.
yeah.
Stalk
What about the
Selena.
Jersey Shore house? That's a huge house. It's like a tourist destination.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like nobody really is like no celebrities in
Nobody
there.
lives there now, but back in the day, everybody knew where the Jersey Shore house was. I mean, it was kind of very obvious. They painted
Yeah.
a giant flag on the front, and it was attached to the boardwalk and all that, so it was very
Yeah.
obvious to find the house. But yeah, no, it is kind of inherently rude to go and do that. And on there, they pop up a map, and that map kind of, I don't know if it technically you could say it canonized these celebrities. There was Margot Robbie, Queen Latifah, John Cena, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Mark Paul Gosselaar. Is that how you say something? We tried to look in to pick why certain people would be on the map. Obviously, Margot Robbie, John Cena, Suicide Squad. Makes sense. Queen Latifah has no connection to James Gunn.
Maybe she's just a fan.
Maybe. We did see that they said Kevin Bacon and her were in Beauty Shop together, so that's the closest thing. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the father-in-law to Chris Pratt, so that's why he's there. And there was really, the other guy, nothing much for him. I mean, it said he worked with Dave Bautista, but, nothing where it's like an actual close connection to James Gunn.
Yeah.
What I'm curious about is this saying this is actually Margot Robbie, or maybe it's like you know what I'm trying to say? Are they saying Margot Robbie lives in our universe, or is she like just a celebrity by like a different name there or something? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but I don't think so. I think that's too deep. I think you went too deep.
I know. Well, it just
Come
saddens
back.
me because
Reel her in.
I'd love to have Margot Robbie in the MCU. Why not? Throw her in there too. Double win, DC and then Marvel, but probably not.
Not gonna happen for you.
So they end up getting to Kevin Bacon's home, and they do the little ring. They had not, it wasn't a ring doorbell, but he did like one of those.
Well, he could see them.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It wasn't. I'm saying it wasn't like the ring doorbell cam. It was a different cam.
I know, it's much fancier.
Yeah.
It's on the side of his gate.
Yeah, and he had like a little thing right next to his thing that connected to it, like one of those
Yeah, that you could see.
little. I don't know. Oh, and the TV. You want to comment on the TV that he had because you commented on it while we were
No,
watching.
it was weird because he had in the kitchen, he had already established that he was home alone. His wife was away.
Yeah.
And in the kitchen, he had a movie going, and then you went into the living room, and he had another TV with the same movie going. What kind of electricity? That house was lit up like a
Christmas
literal
tree.
Christmas tree. And he had he had multiple Christmas trees, but
Yeah, like Kathy Hilton with a Christmas tree in every room.
yeah, it was kind of crazy.
And the whole front lawn was covered in decorations and everything.
Yeah, well,
so-
that was cute. The reason I did that was so that what's his name would want to steal that little man, blow up
The funny little
elf.
man,
The
yeah.
elf, yeah.
And
That's
then
cute.
Mantis took a candy cane.
Yeah.
So they end up breaking into his house because they don't let him in, and they chase him all around the house. And Mantis like hops from each thing, which
Very
using like
aggressively.
like an actual mantis.
Yeah, it was creepy.
It was like it was. I was like, oh god.
Because remember, I said to you, I'm like, why is she acting like that?
like I don't know. I don't think it was put like. Well, I don't think in her eyes it was like. You know what I mean? I don't think she was trying to be
she
scary.
looked-
I think
well,
she was
she
just
looked
go.
it.
But it was it was.
Yeah, she probably wouldn't have liked that. Because she was telling what's his name not to hurt any of the cops or anything.
Yeah, because they end up going and fighting, which she had a really good fight scene there for her, which Mantis is probably one of the most underrated Guardians because she is inherently very strong because she just has to touch your forehead and says sleep and you're out. Because me and
I wish I
Infinity
could get
War,
her to come here at night.
yeah, well he's
I'm going to
sleep.
try it on you. Sleep.
Well,
Let's see if you go to sleep at night.
mind me, I go to sleep. What about you? What about the cats?
If I could do it to myself, I would.
But in Infinity War, she put Thanos to sleep, and he was an incredibly strong being, and ego, even the whole planet. So, incredibly impressive there. So once they get him, they take him on the ship, and on the ship they realize that he's actually an actor, which is repulsive to them.
I didn't understand that, because they're like, well, what about when you did this and you danced, then you saved a town, and and the sad part was they used the power of persuasion to convince him to come with them. So that's how they got him on the ship. Obviously, she mind messed with him or whatever. And then I don't know how they got from hating him to liking him again.
What do you mean, like at the end of the movie?
They liked him once they got like him in the box and stuff, I thought.
No, they were just pretending
for him.
For Peter, because that's why the whole purpose was they didn't want him to realize that he's not actually a hero, but an actor. So once they get him there, they put him in a box.
Which he knew, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, they said he might have not realized it because he was so young when he was taken that his brain was scrambled and everything like that. So they put him in a box. Peter sees and he gets very upset because he's like, you got to take him back to Earth. You can't kidnap somebody.
Yeah.
So he has Kraglin go take him, put him on the ship, and he's kind of telling Kevin Bacon about why they wanted him here and all that.
They did.
And he ends up changing his mind. He comes back and he does a whole little song.
Weird song.
Yeah.
Very weird songs in this thing. We didn't mention it in the very beginning, but in the very beginning when they were talking about Christmas, the band that was there that apparently just got these instruments played like they were, I don't know, a band for years and years and years, and they created this Christmas song, which was very funny. But who'd they say the information was based on? What Peter told them and what Kraglin?
So what Kraglin heard from Peter, he then told Cosmo. Cosmo told either Rocket. They told Rocket, and then I think Rocket told them.
Yeah.
So it was like a game of telephone.
And it was. I mean, in a way, it was true.
Yeah.
Like if you really sit down and think about what Santa does, he breaks into your house, and if you're not good, he will leave you, coal or dunk or whatever they call it. Dung, whatever it is.
Then they have, while he's singing his song, they're doing a little montage of all the gifts being given between everybody. And one of the gifts is Bucky's arm from Nebula to Rocket, which he wanted from Infinity War. He asked Bucky, can I buy your arm off him?
So, you think Bucky doesn't have his arm somewhere out there?
Well, so James Gunn confirmed that Nebula just straight up went down to Earth, ripped Bucky's arm off his body, and gave it to him. And people were like, that doesn't make sense. How could that happen? And they're like, well, she's a cybernetic being who's incredibly strong, so of course she can just go down there and rip his arm off.
And then just left.
That's very Nebula.
Is he going to get another arm? Is he meant to be in a movie coming up anytime soon?
Well, it would probably be Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts is what he's going to be in. But here's the thing. So that arm is the same arm that he had in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So
maybe he'll get a fancy tricked out arm now that he's in the Thunderbolts. Maybe that'll justify getting him a
new arm.
Yeah.
Which is
like
kind of weird
because and stuff,
Right, this and Thor are supposed to be after is that music bumping?
Yeah, somebody's got the DJ going.
So this is supposed to be obviously
could be outside
after
or inside, it's anybody's guess.
Thor and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but like we said, Nebula's headpiece is different, so it's like now it's all scrambled up basically. This is which I'm not saying a lot of people talk about, which people love to always talk about the little timeline imperfections in Marvel. So it's so weird that I'm not seeing anybody address this at all. To me, it's weird. And Peter ends up saying that the story with Yondu did not end the way that Kraglin knew it to end.
Yeah.
He actually he went back, got the gift, and he gave Peter his guns that we now know in the movies this whole time are from Yondu. And Mantis ends up telling him that her father is also Ego, and he says that's the best gift he could ever have.
Yeah, I think he just always wanted family. So, I mean, I don't know why she would think he'd be upset.
She said she thought he'd be upset because every time he'd look at her, he'd think of the dad and all the killing the mom and all that stuff, and clearly not. But now people have said there's a trope in Marvel where if you have a sibling, typically one of the siblings die.
What?
Yelena and Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow, she's dead.
Yeah, name another one.
Gamora and Nebula. Gamora's dead from that correct timeline. Gotta give me a minute. I can't think of everything here. I can't remember them all. Don't pressure me like this.
Yeah, I don't know anybody else.
There's more, but I'm just saying.
Ooh, where?
I can't. You're pressuring me now. I can't think.
No, there is none.
I think there is more. I've heard people talk about this. It's like a weird thing a
That they
coincidence that's
created.
happened.
They
It's a
need to
coincidence
stop.
that's happened. So now people are like, well, I hope they don't kill Nebula or Peter off.
Do you really?
Well, as long Nebula. You see, I'm so lost.
she's-
Mantis.
Really banged up with these names.
They can not kill Mantis off.
And they talked about the multi-calendar too. Something that was
Oh
something.
yeah, that's how they knew what was going on Earth, was that they have like multiple calendars with all the planets because time runs differently. They also referenced an Easter special and that they needed to redo the holiday special. Issue is James Gunn is going to be starting his job at DC, and he'll be exclusive only to DC. So Guardians are kind of no more after the third one, which he doesn't want to do another movie with them anyway.
I don't know what they could do.
Yeah, I mean, I think like maybe like they just
Maybe
pop
that's why
up
they
with,
did this. Maybe this was like the final.
Well, it's not the final. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is the final.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like this is
I
their
think it
like
would've
last
been-
little. Because you don't think they've already started that one?
No, it's done film. I think it's done film.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
this is probably their last get together of a.
Yeah. Well, I think this was shot the same exact time as the third one. I think is what I believe. I think I've heard. Don't quote me on that. But what was that?
I said quote.
Oh, I think too bad that James Gunn is only there now, because I think it would have been cute to have them pop in, do like each holiday, but it's kind of not a thing they can really
Maybe
do
somebody
anymore.
else will do Easter or something.
Yeah, I do think though, like I think Mantis and them, I think her and Drax have like a really good like, you know, banter,
Banter.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Back and forth,
I think
they do a lot of-
I think they would do like
When
a
she
good,
yells at him, I just love that.
yeah, which I'm kind of glad she is standing up for herself a little bit more, because in the first Guardians of the Galaxy 2 with her, she didn't really stand up for herself, and now she's not taking it. So good for her.
Yeah.
Now, as far as next week, because we've been doing Andor leading up into every Friday, we did this to shake it up.
And it's December 1st today, so...
It's perfect. Well, when you're going to listen to this, it's December 2nd.
That's fine.
It's December, though. It's holiday season.
It has begun.
Yeah. But we're going to cut that off one time, though, the holiday season, because we're going to do Batwoman next week, because we're going to finish it before HBO Max subscription runs out. And that's the only CW show that I want to talk about, so it's fine.
Ah.
Well, besides Kung Fu, I'm saying Arrowverse CW show that I'll talk about. Then we're gonna go back to doing some holiday stuff, and then we'll have to figure it out from there, you know. But that's like a month away,
Yeah.
so we'll figure it out then.
How long was this little episode again?
The whole 45 minutes? It's just, you know.
It went very quick.
Yeah, it was just a little something. Every weekend, though, we've been uploading our rewatch of The Real Housewives of OC, and we're gonna do that till the new year. So make sure you check it out in prep for season 17 for them. And every Monday we upload our weekly podcast where we talk about what we watch separately, and we talk about news, and we spin a wheel. And also we did a bonus episode for November is already out. We did Anne Hathaway's top 5 best movies.
Our best movies.
Our top 5 Anne
But they
Hathaway.
do happen to be the best grossing
They are
ones.
the best ones. So that's pretty much it. You guys give us a 4 or a 5. I think in the spirit of the holiday season, you should gift us the gift of a 5.
Gift of giving.
Yeah,
It's
and
better
whatever,
to give than to receive.
yeah, and whatever it says, subscribe or follow. Make sure you hit that button and turn on the notifications so you don't miss. Because what if we put out a secret episode? Also, if you're on YouTube, make sure you give us a thumbs up. Don't give us a thumbs down. Instead, leave a comment telling us how we can improve. She's blowing kisses
I'm
at the cat.
sorry. I'm trying to distract him from messing with his
And
sister.
I think that's all. So thank you so much for listening or watching. Say your line.
Hit the holiday button.
Oh my.